Good morning and welcome to Frankly Speaking, the very special holiday edition. I'm your host, Frank Acom. We are broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio here on Market Street in Corning. And today is all about the Salvation Army of Corning. We have the bell ringer that's going to be here in just a moment. We're going to make a donation in a second. First, we already received a message. We have the best viewers in the world. Good morning. Have a great Salvation Army fundraiser show. And we got our first virtual wave. So thank you. You see the number on the bottom of your screen. You can text to donate there, but I would highly recommend that you stop by the studio, say hi, wave, and get this, the Gaffer District. This is so much fun. We have gift certificates starting at 7 o'clock. If you make a donation, the first, I believe it's 10 people to make a donation, will receive a gift certificate to a store here on Market Street. So come on down before you go into school, before you go into work at 7 o'clock, and we will get you a gift card from the Gaffer District. So thank you so much to Kristen Brewer, one of our favorite guests here on the program, who dropped off the gift certificates. We really appreciate it. All right, we're going to do a ceremonial first. Oh, can I go to our new camera? We got a bunch of new technology, folks. You got to stay with us on this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go to, oops, wrong one. Look at that. We're going to make our first ceremonial donation. This is from our friends at Brown Cigar Store. Oh, you're getting everybody on camera. Look at this, Josh. Can you zoom in on that? That's a heart with a $1. But they gave more than $1. But that's going to be our first donation. We're putting that in the kettle. And there's the rest. And then whoever wants to take that out, we can have that on the street. So stop by 33 East Market Street, right here on Market Street, obviously, live at the Hesselson studio. And we got our bells. We're going to have our bell ringer. We got a lot of special guests this morning. And I want to kick it off. I'm not going to give them all away because there's so many special guests. But first, we received a really nice message. And this is from the Salvation Army, the divisional commander. Because again, I can't emphasize. Oh, okay, wait, Josh is going to, one more time back to this. Ready? That's what our studio looks like. This is a winter wonderland out here. Isn't this beautiful? So let's go to the divisional commander, Major Stoops. The Salvation Army does such amazing work throughout the year. And I'm going to show you some information about that because I think very often, and it's because of their selflessness, that we don't always learn about what they do for our community. And as you know, from the beginning of this program, it's been all about community. It's something we've talked about really from episode 1. So that's why we decided, and in full disclosure, I am the chairman of the Salvation Army of Corning Advisory Board, and that's why I wanted them to be a part of it, because I see the numbers of how much that they do for us and for our community, and that's why I said, let's make this show, this fundraiser, if you will, this benefit, to go to the Salvation Army of Corning. So we're going to start with the divisional commander, Major Stoops, who was kind enough to send in this message.
Hello, my name is Major Kevin Stoops, and I'm the Divisional Commander for the Empire State Division. I want to thank the generous community members of Corning for supporting the Salvation Army. Your funds will help the Salvation Army year-round to provide food, youth programs, shelter for those who are in need. I want to thank you because there are people in your community who are making a choice today. They are either going to pay the rent or provide heat, or buy food. And because of your support, the Salvation Army can help that family not have to make that difficult choice, but provide them with toys, food for their children at a very challenging part of the year. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Major Stoops, Divisional Commander for the Salvation Army. Now, throughout the program, we're going to be playing a lot of Christmas music. This is all about getting into the holiday spirit. And I cannot thank enough Joe Barlow. She put together, I don't even know, there's got to be 15, 16 songs from various groups, various quartets. We're going to be playing those through the morning. We also have a special message and a special song from the one and only Doc Possum. And then we have a couple other special guests. So let's start with a quick, conversation that we had with Joe, someone I'm affectionately calling our music director here on the holiday edition of Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. So here is our music Director, Joe Barlow. It's Joe from the Crystal Chords. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
I was telling everybody here, you don't even know this, you're the musical director for this show. You gave us so much music.
Oh, well, I guess so.
Thank you.
Well, what happened was, I'm from Corning, but a lot of our members in Crystal Chords are from Horseheads, Elmira,
Sure.
Trumansburg, all over, and but they all stepped up and said they wanted to help, and they made videos, the quartets and the chorus.
Isn't that the power of the Salvation Army?
Yeah, it is, because the Salvation Army is
Everywhere. And you even think about it here in Corning, where each year the Republicans face the Democrats. It's about the only time we can be unified in this country, and it's all because of the Salvation Army. So please tell all the groups thank you for me, because you've made this so much easier on me. And you can let them know that. And speaking of that, the Crystal Chords, you actually have a show coming up tonight that I want to mention before we start talking about some of the music you provided. But it's tonight at 7:30 at the First Presbyterian Church. That's 1054 West Clinton Street in Elmira. What's a typical show like?
Well, we have a lot of Christmassy music, holiday themes.
Yeah.
We have traditional, the old tunes that everybody knows.
Yeah.
We have some of the newer ones, and we even have some that were originally country classics but became sort of jazzy swing classics, the way we sing them. So it's just a whole bunch of different kinds of music.
And it is interesting about Christmas music when you think about it. When you flip on the radio station, it may be a country station, but that doesn't sound country. Christmas can be any genre, and it still gets you in that spirit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Crystal Chords.
Well, we've been around for 30 years, singing in the Southern Tier. We're a member of Harmony Incorporated, international organization. We're a nonprofit. And we're there to help women come together and sing and have friendship and harmony together.
Oh, isn't that nice? Now, can people that are watching this, can they join up?
Oh, absolutely. Just have people go to crystalchords.com, our website, and there's a link there to arrange to come to a rehearsal and check us out.
Yeah.
We're a fun-loving bunch and very welcoming, so check us out.
You don't know you have a fan club right now that's staring. They're all, hey guys, hi. You didn't even know it. A whole group. I'm distracted. Now they're all staring again. Hi guys, Merry Christmas. So, because I know people that have attended meetings or not meetings necessarily, rehearsals, and they said it's such a, like you said, the camaraderie, the friendship is probably just as much about that as actual singing, isn't it?
It is. We always say people come for the music and they stay for the friendship.
Oh, isn't that nice? So tell us about the groups that will be joining us on this special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking.
Well, several of our quartets stepped up and wanted to make videos for you.
Yeah.
And there's also a recording of Deck the Halls by the chorus, Crystal Chords. Gee whiz, we have Jingle Bell Rock. We have The Little Drummer Boy.
I got a sneak peek of that. That's really good.
Yeah.
I like that.
And several other, and we're still waiting for, another one might come in at the last minute.
Sure. And I will announce them before they go on, but do you have a favorite?
Oh, I love them all.
Yeah.
But the one I looked at this morning was N2Q, which is a quartet from actually our sister chorus, Harmony Falls, up in Trumansburg.
Oh, okay.
And it's Mary, Did You Know? It's just beautiful, and they did a montage of pictures, so I really love that one.
That song's so interesting to me because obviously we think of it as a Christmas song, but you can hear it at Easter. You can hear it. Really, it's almost a song that could be played year round.
Yeah, pretty much any time. Yeah.
Well, I want you to thank everybody for doing this for us. Salvation Army thanks you, and I want to wish you Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to you and to everybody out there, and go Salvation Army.
That's right. Our musical director, Joe, thanks so much. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us. Thank you, Joe. Let's go to our first musical arrangement. This is the Christmas Chords with Deck the Halls. Thank you very much to the Crystal Chords. You saw at the end of the screen there, they have a concert coming up today. That's at 7:30 at the First Presbyterian Church, 1054 West Clinton Street in Elmira. We'll hear a little bit more from the Crystal Chords later on and a lot of other quartets. Thank you for joining us on the special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking. This all goes to benefit the Salvation Army of Corning. In just a moment, we're going to learn a little bit about some of the things that the Salvation Army has to offer. We have some board members. We have the Major will be in. And, of course, throughout the whole morning, we're going to be playing a lot of great music. Don't forget, coming up at 7, if you are one of the first 10 people to donate, we have a kettle right out front. If you're one of the first 10 to donate, you will receive a gift certificate from the Gaffer District. So make sure you can donate before. If it's not about the gift certificate, you can stop by at any time. We're already out there ringing the bell. So please stop over, say hi, wave. Maybe we'll get you on camera, unless you don't want to be on camera. So let's take a look at a little bit of what the Salvation Army of Corning has to offer. One of arguably what they're best known for, I would say, is their Kids Cafe program. And here's a little look at what that means.
We have a full year program. We have an after-school program that runs during the school year. The children come from all 6 elementary schools. They're here for about 3 hours, so it's a really short amount of time, but we get a lot done. We help them with their homework. We do activities with them. We feed them dinner. And they have a chance to interact with with the staff, with the leaders, and they make a lot of really neat friendships with the leaders as well as with their other peers. We have a very strong connection to the school district. I spend time talking and emailing teachers, principals, guidance counselors. We're here to help these children to better themselves and help them do well in school and in the community.
I like the Salvation Army program because it's very community oriented. They take our children to do a lot of things. I appreciate that they, give them healthy foods, snacks.
I like the stuff that we do, like the art projects, and we eat dinner here. It's very, very nice.
I like the movies, the activities, and I like foosball.
I like hanging out with my friends and coloring and playing yarn ball.
The success of this program is twofold. It's for the families so that they have a safe place to send their children, and it allows them a step up to be able to work in the community and to better their families. And that's a really important goal for us. And the second part of the success is for the children themselves, so that they have the opportunities to maybe do some things that they wouldn't have a chance to do, to see a different part of the world and the different opportunities and see what their potential would be.
Having something to do and having an experience that was set, I think was eye-opening and couldn't not be helpful, especially for a child who would be home watched by probably another child.
So the after-school program, it really helped me out with my school. They helped me with my math and my reading. We did do a couple of science things every so often, but it was majority of it was helping with math and reading, which really helped me considering where I'm at now. I'm going to Rochester. I'm going to MCC. I'm going to be majoring in social working, and I want to be a counselor.
Next up on the very special Frankly Speaking, our guest, Mary Ellen Moynihan, and we just saw her on the video. Good morning. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Thanks for having me.
So we were learning a lot about the Kids Cafe on that video that I just broadcast. Tell us about what the Kids Cafe means for you.
The Kids Cafe program is a place where children can come and get the help that they need as far as academically. They get to play with their friends.
Sure.
A lot of children don't have those skills nowadays because everything is technology.
Of course.
So we try to make sure that they have a lot of activities to do that keep them active. It's a place for parents. It's where they know that their children are safe.
Of course.
and while they're able to work, and that's the goal for the Salvation Army, that we provide affordable child care so that parents can work and know that their children are having a good time and they're safe.
It's fun and educational too.
Yes.
As well. So you're obviously busy. You volunteer a lot in the community. Everybody knows who you are. So why did you choose to spend so much time with the Salvation Army?
My background is in education. When I retired, I joined the board of the Salvation Army, and they were at that point looking at licensing the program. And so the captain at the time knew that I had done a lot of data collection. I was a director of special education, so he said, will you look at these rules and regulations? So I said, sure. And that was 14 years ago.
I was going to ask. I wondered how long it was. Does it seem like yesterday? Because I know that was a lot of work to get certified.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, it really is a good thing. And it's really been a great program, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
Of course. And you mentioned that you're on the advisory board. And I'm going to have other guests on to talk about the advisory board. But tell us a little bit about your experience on the board.
Well, I joined the board. My mom, Ellie Nasser, had been on the board, and she said, well, why don't you come to a meeting? So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So I went. And I saw them as, very collegial people wanting to help the Salvation Army. I mean, the reputation of the Salvation Army is great for all that they do.
Absolutely.
And I just thought it was a good fit for me. And then they did a lot with children at Christmas, and they did a lot of social services, and it just fit into what my values and what I was interested in.
And you mentioned Christmas. Doesn't it seem like I mentioned this already, but the Salvation Army is synonymous with Christmas?
Yes.
I mean, it can't be Christmas if you don't hear the bell ring a few times, right?
Right.
So what is your favorite part of serving the Salvation Army? Is it the Kids Cafe? I don't want to put words in your mouth. What's your favorite part?
It actually is the Christmas time
Yeah.
for the children. We always have a big party for the Kids Cafe and invite the parents. So that, I love that.
Of course. Of course.
And then the other part is actually what we're involved in now, which is putting together all of the gifts and food for the community. And we'll have over 2,000 gifts.
Wow.
And probably around 400 bags of food that'll all go out by Friday. So I think it's a great time to show a service for the community, and there's a lot of need. People don't always see it.
Yeah, when we see the numbers, it really, that's one of the reasons why I'm so proud to be on the board, because when I first saw the numbers, my first meeting, it blew me away how much need, and unfortunately that need has only grown.
Right.
And so when you talk about the numbers for today, Friday, you see the need in our community and how many people, and obviously the Salvation Army never wants to see a kid not have an amazing Christmas.
Right.
Isn't that what it's really all about?
And people help us.
Yes.
Because they take the tags. The things are coming in now, and they're wonderful presents.
Oh,
Just exciting.
Yeah. So how can people find out more about joining the Salvation Army, maybe the advisory board, or how they can help? And obviously they can donate today and throughout the whole season. But what's the best way to find out more?
I think just to call the office if you're interested in volunteering, and we have different opportunities. If you're interested in the Kids Cafe program, they can call and ask for me. And we still have openings for children.
Okay, so they should parents should contact you if they want their child involved with Kids Cafe. And what should parents know about the Kids Cafe specifics? It's just after school hours?
It's after school during the school year.
Okay.
And in the summer, we have a 6-week full-day program.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So.
Well, Mary Ellen, thanks so much for being on the program, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
All
Thanks
right.
for having us.
Of course.
It's highlighting the Salvation Army.
Anytime. I'm proud to do it.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mary Ellen from the Salvation Army of Corning. Now we go to Dream Catchers with God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our Heavenly Father a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Thank you so much to the Dreamcatchers with God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. We have a lot of great music coming up. I've got to show you, though. Come out and ring the bell. We're ringing the bell. Come on and make your donations right here on Market Street. Thank you to Rebecca for being out there and doing that in the cold. But please stop by. Oh, we lost connection there. We lost Wi-Fi. We have a couple messages throughout the morning. Yes, you are going to hear the bell throughout the program. This is the special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking. So please stop by, make your donations, or you see the number on the bottom of your screen. I would also say, as always, you see the number that you normally contact. That's not to make donations, but feel free to reach out and let us know what you think, maybe who your favorite performers are. Like I said, we have a lot of quartets. We have Doc Possum, the Doc Possum, coming up a little bit later on. The Assemblyman, Phil Palmisano, is going to join us. We also have Mayor Bill Boland. He'll be in just a little bit. First, let's take, and I know if you watched the program, you saw the other day we had a special guest in Sheriff Allard. Well, he was kind enough to record this message. Oh, you're getting a little studio action? Do you want me to go to the studio action before that? Look at this. This is behind the scenes look at the Very Frankly Christmas special here on WYDC TV Big Fox. Let's hear from Sheriff Jim Allard. Next up on the special holiday edition, our guest right here. And we just saw her on the video. Good morning. Thanks so much for being on the program. It's Joe from the Crystal. All right, we're going to go back to Maine. Hold on. We do have a message from Sheriff Allard, but I'm not sure why the other one popped up. Let's see if I can. I'm going to try it again. And if not, we'll just go back to Maine and we'll get it all figured out here.
Thank you to the Corning Salvation Army. It's amazing the job you do throughout the year, the families that you assist, and the Christmases you're going to make. Good luck to you in this, and have a very Merry Christmas to everyone out there from the Allard family.
Thank you, Sheriff Allard. Appreciate him being on the program. Okay, next up, it's Mach 4 with Little Drummer Boy. That's coming up in just a second. But as a reminder, I want to read where our gift certificates are coming from to thank those sponsors. The Gaffer District and Kristen Brewer brought us some gift certificates. So starting at 7, if you come down and donate, you will receive a gift certificate from one of these Gaffer District businesses: West End Gallery, Pips Boutique, Pips Squeak, Pure Design, Confluence, Thread and Company, Mooney's, Carrie's Brew House, Burgers and Beer, Sorges, and Bacalus Glass. So stop by at 7, make your donation, and before they run out, you will receive a gift card. Also, what else do we have here? Well, I can't tell you who the very special guest is. It's going to be around the studio later on, so you'll just have to stay tuned. This is 2 hours of Frankly Speaking, and we've got a lot to cover. We've got a lot of great music, and again, I can't thank Joe Barlow enough for being our musical director on this. We're going to take a couple of short breaks, and what the breaks are, if you were at Sparkle, you probably saw that we were set up here at Big Fox, and it was a lot of fun to see everybody record Christmas greetings, so I thought what an appropriate time to play those during this program. Coming up a little bit later on, we will hear from Major Anita Stewart from the Corning Salvation Army. We'll find out about all the good that they do, and which, speaking of which, and I want to show you this throughout the program, that's the numbers for this year. January of 2023 until November of 2023. The Salvation Army of Corning has served 3,043 families, individuals, and that's with rental and utility assistance, the food pantry, Shepherd's Table, AA and NA meetings, gas assistance, bus tokens, and more. So thank you again to the Salvation Army of Corning. That's why we're doing all of this. Please come by the studio and donate, or you see that number on the bottom of your screen. You can text to donate at any time. Okay, let's take that short break. Stay with us. This is Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio, the very special holiday edition. Stay with us.
Hi, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas.
From the Salvation Army of Corning, we're now being joined by Major Anita Stewart. Good morning. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Thanks for having me.
This isn't your first rodeo. You've been on the show before.
Yes, I have.
Is it getting easier?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because it hasn't for me. So let's talk about the Salvation Army. How long have you been with the Salvation Army?
I've been with the Salvation Army for 40 years.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. What does the Salvation Army, other than a lifetime of volunteer and service, what does it mean to you?
It means that I'm providing a means of service to the community, meeting the needs through being able to help them with food, with housing, utilities, and it's also a place of refuge where people can come to worship, and we hope that somehow we're meeting a deeper need other than the physical,
Of course.
helping them with their spiritual and emotional needs as well, and we have great fellowship.
Do you think that's something that's overlooked? 'Cause I think when we talk about the Salvation Army, we do think about the bell, and we think about maybe food and donations. But do you think that the worship part of it is something that people may miss?
Yes, I think so, because when the Salvation Army started, it was a church, and then the needs were met, secondary. But in our country, it's sort of been reversed over the years, and we're trying to reverse that and let people know that we are a part of the Christian church, and our theology is Wesleyan Methodist.
Now, what you mentioned the community, and we talk so often on this program about the importance of bringing back community. So many people have gotten away from that, and it's heartbreaking. So what do you at the Salvation Army offer to the community?
Well, we offer, as I said earlier, the food pantry. They can come Monday through Friday until 12 noon, 9 a.m. to 12. We also offer assistance with utilities, and we provide housing as we are able to do that. We also have meetings for those with addiction problems, Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. We have a Bible study fellowship on Wednesday, and then Sunday we meet for Sunday worship, Sunday school, and then we have Sunday meeting, and then Shepherd's Table, where we feed the community.
Wow.
We have different volunteer churches and groups that volunteer to prepare a meal, and we're now back to sit-down dining, and so we have a good group coming back for that, and the community answers that need with phenomenal results in volunteering.
So do you have any free time?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm called to do this, so
Yes,
I
I
enjoy what
know.
I do.
I know. Now, this obviously is the kettle campaign, as I mentioned over and over again, synonymous with Christmas. So I'm asking you a tough question. This isn't a gotcha question. Is Christmas your favorite or least favorite time of the year?
It is my favorite time of the year.
This has got to be your busiest time.
This is the busiest time. But it's the meaning of Christmas.
It really is.
Sometimes we get caught up in everything that we're doing, and it gets kind of crazy. But, you know, I try to admonish my people and encourage them. The reason that we do it is because of Christ. That's the real meaning of Christmas.
How's the campaign going this year?
Well, we have a great response for donating with people who take the angel tags, which is
good.
people who purchase toys with the different names of those who have registered. And we have a great response in that aspect. People have been answering the need for food and for turkeys and chickens, which we give out as well. The monetary donations are very low. This time last year, we had through the kettles approximately 60,000. This year we're down to about 35,000 at this time.
Oh my goodness.
Our goal is $80,000, so we really need the community
Yeah.
to help us out
Yeah.
and reach deep into their pockets.
Well-
The theme this year, as a matter of fact, is Love Beyond. So we want the community to know that what they give to us in those red buckets and the donations they mail in are not just for Christmas, but they help meet the ongoing needs throughout the year.
And it is a need. The numbers are staggering. So people can come here to the studio, donate today, and wave and be on camera.
Yes.
They can also see the number on the bottom of the screen, and they can donate there. But I think it's important to note they can donate all year.
All year.
You can find out obviously on the website. Call the office, because we think about it at Christmas time, but unfortunately there is the need 365.
Absolutely.
So where can people find out more if they want to volunteer for the Salvation Army, if they want to become a part of this, maybe go to a worship service or to donate? What's the best way to find out more?
The best way is to just walk in on 32 Denison Parkway, or to give a call to 607-962-4681 and ask for the pastor or Mary Ellen Monahan, who was just on, or anyone in the office.
Okay, so last question.
Sure.
Day after Christmas, what do you do? Sleep in all day?
The day after Christmas, I will be at my sister's in Scranton, Pennsylvania, resting.
Very nice.
Just for a couple of days until we get back for New Year's.
Well, that's so nice. Well, thanks for being on the show, and of course, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Frank. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you to Major Anita Stewart for being on the program. To find out more about the Salvation Army of Corning, if you'd like to get involved, if you'd like to volunteer, if you need their assistance, 607-962-4681. I know we're throwing a lot of numbers at you this morning. 607-962-4681. You see the number on the bottom of your screen. You can donate there. Just text Corning Donate, one word, Corning Donate, to 31333. But more importantly, if I could say, please stop by. We have the kettle out front. You can wave. Maybe we'll get you on camera. Stop by on your way into school or your way into work. We'd love to have you just wave and add an official wave to the bottom of the screen. We already have two, so thank you so much. And thank you to the guys from Brown Cigar Store for making that donation. We just put that in to kick off the very special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson's studio. We have a lot more music coming up in just a little bit. We're going to hear from Zest. And then if you watch the video at the very beginning of the Kids Cafe program, where we learned so much about that amazing service that the Salvation Army provides, there was a gentleman at the end, Xavier. He's going to join us. He is a huge success story of the Kids Cafe program. He's going to join us a little bit later on, maybe closer to the top of the hour. But not only is he going to sit down with us and talk about what the Kids Cafe program means to him, we might even get a special musical arrangement from Xavier Smith, and that's coming up in a little bit. We're going to hear from the mayor. He'll be coming in live, Mayor Bill Bolin. Also, Assemblyman Phil Palmisano will be in a little bit later on, and Tim Colpine. He is a manager of the Elmira Impact. We're going to hear from a couple of his players and maybe talk a little bit to him as well. A lot of people out on the street this morning. Come on, say hi. And it's starting at 7, exactly at 7. As soon as the legal ID is over, if you come by and donate and put some money in the kettle, you will receive a gift card, to a business here in the Gafford District. And thank you again to Kristen Brewer for giving us those gift cards. So that's starting at 7 a.m. Let's go to another short, and I call them a break. They're not a break, but I wanted to highlight these because I thought they were so much fun, and it's just another way to get us into the Christmas spirit. These are our season's greetings from Big Fox.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everybody!
1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas!
Thank you to everybody who stopped by at Sparkle. I had such great conversations. We all did, and of course, recording those Christmas greetings. So thank you for being a part of that. Again, a little bit later on, we're going to hear from Zest. Xavier Smith will be our guest. We'll hear from Meta4. Doc Possum, of course. We'll hear from him. That's coming up. You're going to love that one. Dreamcatchers. We also have N2Q. And I keep highlighting this. I keep hinting, but we may have a very, very special guest later on in the program. But I can't give too much away because it's a very busy time of year for him. And I'm just not sure if his schedule will allow. I can't tell you any more, but because I don't want to get your hopes up. But that's coming up a little bit later on. So as always, you can contact me outside of the Salvation Army. You see that number at the bottom of your screen, the 607-358-3131. Let us know what you think. How do you like the music? How do you like the program so far? I like this 2 hours of a holiday special with such great music. And again, thanks to Joe. So right now we'll hear from Zest, another, I believe, quartet. So Zest, again, thank you to Joe Barlow for lining these all up for me. This is a song entitled Warm and Fuzzy.
Sleigh bells ringing, choir singing, wonder what old Santa's bringing. It's the warm and fuzzy time of do-do-do-do-do-do. Snowflakes fall, the temp is dropping, families out together shopping. It's the warm
you so much to Zest for being on the show. And thank you to everybody who sent in such great music. I am in the Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit. I know you are as well. Here's another opportunity. You leave after this program and you're just feeling warm and fuzzy like the song said with Zest. How about this? For all of our friends in Hornell, it's Christmas at the Square. Tonight, an unforgettable night of performances by the Hornell High School show and jazz choirs, the Intermediate Select Choir and Color Guard, and Ellen Oaks Kerr. That is tonight, 6 p.m., Union Square Park in Hornell. So we have so many guests coming up. I'm overwhelmed. I'm looking at my list here. We're going to hear so much great music. I wanted to mention this, though, because every year this is such a special thing, and I think you should mark your calendars, because on Christmas Eve, the North American Aerospace Defense Command takes on its perhaps most challenging task of the year. Some have said it's nearly impossible. And that's tracking Santa Claus. Tracking Santa has been a job of NORAD that they performed for over 60 years as people around the world wait for old St. Nick to deliver presents to all the good boys and girls on Christmas. So if you want to keep tabs on the big man or simply plan ahead to Christmas Eve, here's a few things that you need to know. The map tracking Santa's trip around the world will begin on Christmas Eve, December 24th from NORAD, a joint U.S.-Canada command responsible for protecting the skies over both nations. And of course, this is not about protecting. This is about making sure that Santa gets exactly where he needs to go. NORAD's long history tracking Santa was born in 1955, kind of by mistake. According to the legend, anyway, an ad in a Colorado Springs newspaper invited children to call Santa, but inadvertently listed the phone number for the Continental Air Defense Command, which was NORAD's predecessor. That was before NORAD got its name. Also based in Colorado Springs. Well, obviously it's Christmas Eve, so the officers at NORAD played along. Since then, they've tracked Santa, and it's gone global, receiving calls from around the world and posting updates on social media for millions of fans and updating its website following Santa's progress on Christmas Eve. NORAD is not the only agency, though, just so you know, or company to track Santa's journey around the world delivering gifts. This year, Google is offering its own Santa tracker on its website and corresponding Santa Tracker 2023 app, which will also begin tracking on Christmas Eve. So there you go. There's all the information you need to know. This is our holiday special of Frankly Speaking. I'm your host, Frank Agam. We are broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. We've got the Salvation Army kettle right out front of our studio. That's 33 East Market Street. Beautiful Gafford District. As a matter of fact, I just realized I have yet to show you our favorite, the roof cam overlooking the Gafford District, overlooking Market Street. This is the Hesselson studio. Coming up a little bit later on, as I said, we're going to hear from Xavier Smith. Mayor Bill Bolin will be in very shortly. As always, you can reach out to me at the number on the bottom of the screen. You can wave, or more importantly, today, it's more importantly about the Salvation Army of Corning. We showed you earlier, if you're just joining us, those are the numbers for this year, not even the full year. The Salvation Army has served 3,043 families. And look at just some of the programs they offer. And you heard from Major Stewart. You heard from others that are on this program that have said how important, and a prime example of that's going to be Xavier, how important the Salvation Army is for our community at a time when, unfortunately, and I hate to always bring this up on the program, and this is a holiday, this is a good feeling program, but some people not realizing the importance, or maybe not putting their faith in community. And we've had so many guests on that realize that that's what keeps us together. That's why later on I asked the mayor to come on and assemblyman to come on. Oh, we got a cool view going here. That's Market Street. If you ever wonder what it looked like at 644 on Market Street, that's what it looks like. But that's why I asked the assemblyman and the mayor to come on, because each year, and it happened the last 2 days, each year they have their competition, their friendly competition, as Democrats and Republicans ring the bell and to raise money for the Salvation Army. And I thought, what an interesting, phenomenon, if you will, that the Salvation Army can bring together everyone. That it's not just about, well, obviously at a time where we're so divided politically, not about politics, it's not about anything else. It's about helping those that help us, help our community. And I think that's, hey, look at the winter wonderland that we have there. Isn't that nice? we really went all out with our Christmas decorations. Josh is holding the camera out there. Josh was very instrumental in making sure that we had all those beautiful decorations. And if you want to get a shot of the bell, like I said, or the kettle, it is out there right in front of our door. Please stop. There we go. Please stop. Our bell ringer took just a quick break, but that does not stop you from, and to be honest, it took the break because you could hear the bell in the background. But please stop by and make a donation or donate at that number on the bottom of your screen. But as I was saying, the Salvation Army is unique, I think, because it brings so many people together, that it does unify us as a community. And a lot of times you don't realize what's going on behind the scenes, like I mentioned with the Kids Cafe. That's why I played the video for you, or that's why I want to talk to Mary Ellen and the Major, because I think that really speaks to their humbleness, perhaps. I don't know if that's the right word, but it speaks to who they are as an organization, that it's not all press releases, it's not all that we did this, we did this. It's really working behind the scenes for our community. And that's why we decided here at Big Fox that we said, you know what, let's have a fundraiser for those that do so much for us throughout the year. Now, I know they've become synonymous with Christmas because of the bell ringing. Oh, hey, here's the mayor. The mayor's coming in. Becomes so synonymous with the Christmas season, but they really do work year round. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the mayor in just a little bit. We have one song before the mayor, but I want to go back to those amazing Christmas greetings. So here we go. Stay with us.
Merry Christmas. Hi, Grandma.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the Stoper family.
Merry Christmas from Catherine and Jen Schmeg.
Merry Christmas from Two Rivers Church.
Merry Christmas! Jesus loves you!
Merry Christmas. Have a lovely holidays and enjoy your evening.
Merry Christmas. It's really good right now. Yeah, just come on down. It's really fun. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. This way. Happy holidays.
Right, we are back with Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. We got a couple quick breaks we're going to play, and the mayor's going to be in just a second. We do have so many songs to get to. I thought we would play a quick one here before the mayor joins us, and this is, let me see if I can get everything here. This is Meta 4 with the song Let It Snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Safe inside, it's cozy and warm. The snowman in the yard is frozen hard. He's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain. Betty wishes he were me. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me so tight, all the way home I'll be nice and warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, snow, snow. The fire is burning oh so bright, the lights are turned down low. Let it snow, 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 let it snow.
Thank you to Metaphor with Let It Snow. We really appreciate that. Thank you again to Joe Barlow for providing us with so much music for our special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. And joining me in that studio, we have Mayor Bill Bolin. Thank you so much for being on the program this morning.
Frank, thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Of course. Now, you've been ringing the bell a lot this season. Move that mic up a little bit, would you?
Sure.
You've been very busy.
I have.
Yeah. Is that why you grew the beard to look like Sandy?
Well, this is derives from my son got married in England.
Oh, okay.
You know, when we were dressing for his wedding, he came out with a beard. I said, "Son, are you going to shave?" He said, "No. My future wife told me that she wanted me to look like this, so I just took that."
And you stole it.
First time ever.
Well, I like it. I like it a lot.
Thanks, Frank.
So, why have you always been such a big supporter of the Salvation Army of Corning? Because whether it's with Rotary, whether it's with the Democrat Party, you've always been, I would say, passionate about the Salvation Army.
Well, anybody that knows the work of the Salvation Army knows what tremendous work they do in our community. For those people who are not as fortunate as many of us, many people that in this time of year and throughout the year are in need for a variety of different reasons, and the Salvation Army is always there. You know, Frank. We all know the conflicts around the world, and there are many armies that are at each other for good or for evil. But one thing in common, we know that when there's conflict, there's misery, and many innocent people get caught up in that.
Right.
Well, Salvation Army is an army organized for good. They help people in need and bring hope to so many people, not only across the nation, across the world, but particularly here in our community.
It's amazing when you see the numbers. And I was just talking about before you came on the air. I think when we think Salvation Army, we think about the kettles, right? You think about Christmas.
Right.
But what they do behind the scenes year round, summer, fall, spring, it's not just a Christmas program. And I think it speaks to their character at the Salvation Army that they're not even talking about it. You know, it's us. We talk about how much they do for the community, but the Salvation Army is very humble, and they just do what I would say is the Lord's work behind the scenes.
No question about it. And if you don't mind, Frank,
yes.
I just brought in a couple of things that I wrote down, and I apologize for reading them off.
Oh, no problem.
The 72-year-old brain doesn't memorize quite as
Fair
well
enough.
as it used to.
Fair enough.
But, you mentioned that, Frank, and just let me go down a little bit of a list here. Rent, mortgage, and utility assistance. Homeless shelters, rehabilitation services for those who are suffering from substance abuse addiction, solutions to human trafficking, services for the aging, help for domestic abuse, summer camps for kids, so that the kids, who wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity for the kind of experience you and I have had. Food pantries, disaster relief, veteran services, life skills to escape poverty, after-school programs, spiritual healing. That is the Salvation Army, again, not only in this country, but around the world, but particularly in Corning, New York, and surrounding communities.
I know. I've been on the board. I've been chairman of the board for probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years now. And there's still some things that I learn about that I didn't even realize that we did, because there's so much. I mean, we had a graph earlier to show how many families we helped in this area. And something like AA and NA they offer. They offer, as Major Anita was saying, worship services and fellowship, really. And this time of year, but again, it's all year, but this time of year, you may need that extra help with that Christmas dinner. You need that, I don't know, just that friendship or someone to talk to. That's what the Salvation Army does.
Absolutely. And in a general way, they bring hope to so many people, whether it be utility assistance or food for their table.
Yeah.
That's the Salvation Army. That's a tremendous work. And I just want to say, Frank, I know you mentioned that you've been associated with the Salvation Army for many years. It's people like you in our community that provide the leadership that supports this tremendous effort.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, let's have a little fun with this, because you were out just the other day ringing the bell for the Democrats, and Assemblyman Palmisano is going to be in a little bit. He was ringing for the Republicans. Is there any other organization in the world that can bring together those two parties like the Salvation Army?
Well, I don't know. I first want to say for Assemblyman Palmisano, I don't know why he got to sleep later than I did.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to
That's
be
right.
Frank, you and I are playing on different teams, but you mentioned this time of year, we have this really fun challenge between the Democrats and the Republicans. We get together and we ring the bell on different days. We had it the day before yesterday, and the Republicans had a nicer weather day yesterday.
They sure did.
But,
you got cold.
It's a great time of year, and Phil will tell you this too, that he reaches out to me every year to make sure that we're doing it. And it's an opportunity for us to say, let's put down the teams, let's put down the controversy or challenges that we have regard to one another, and just join together and make this happen for our community.
And the timing on it's perfect, because I was shocked. Phil told me this the other day. 15 years you've been doing this.
15 years.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know what the record is. Phil will tell you, we never disclose that.
No.
It leaks out.
It does sometimes. I sometimes get word. I
Yes,
do.
indeed.
But it's obviously it's not about that. It's a friendly competition. But you've been doing it for 15 years, and the timing couldn't be perfect because it's after election season.
Absolutely.
And doesn't that kind of show again the unification, right? And you guys can all come together and have so much fun with it.
Absolutely. I mean, there's absolutely a competition, political competition between us. But, again, this is an opportunity to just lay that all aside, just have some fun together, and do good for a great organization.
And you were also ringing for the Rotary. Which day do you think you did better?
Probably people,
Was that a political question?
They enjoy this competition.
Okay.
But, you mentioned Rotary, and I've been a Rotarian for many, many years. And, our motto is service above self. So, our organization will be out there ringing. I think Sue and I actually this afternoon about 4 or 5. So anybody that wants to come out and support Rotary, support Salvation Army, please do. We'd love to see you.
And doesn't it speak volumes about the Salvation Army as well, that there's so many community organizations that want to participate in bell ringing?
So many. I mean, you mentioned there's even a youth hockey team standing outside ringing the bell right now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
hopefully have somebody come in and talk to you. But, that speaks to the variety of organizations, which is, what you just said, and the widespread support that this organization has. And, people like me and like many who are more fortunate have we receive many requests for donations and contributions.
Of course.
And, each considers that in their own way, but this is an organization that meets basic needs for people across that wide variety of things that I read off earlier. And this is an organization that deserves your consideration.
And just at kind of a different level, obviously they're an amazing organization, but when you stop over to the Salvation Army, which I'd recommend everybody do, they're just nice. It's just a great place to walk into.
Absolutely. Again, you mentioned Rotary. For years and years, we have had the captains and other officers, be a part of our organization. And to a person, as you mentioned, they're just really good human beings.
You just look forward to talking to them and hearing about their stories. But it does really speak volumes to the Army itself. I've never, because I've been on, I can't tell you how many majors or captains I've been through, because that's how the system works, right? They change every couple of years, and you can't say a bad thing about a single one of them.
No, absolutely. Just joyous, hopeful people who bring good things to your community.
So I know it's early, so I want you to get back to bed because I gave you the early time slot. But in closing, is there anything you'd like to say to viewers before Christmas?
Well, it's a great time of year, Frank, but for those people who are lonely or suffering, bad circumstance, we can't change, none of us can change that, or maybe not change it significantly. But this is a time of year, message to those folks that many of us around the community are thinking of them in our own way, praying for them. And so I just say, I know your faith, Frank, so Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
But there are a lot of holidays during this season, so hopefully each in our own way are praying for those folks.
I agree.
And just wish them the best.
I agree. Mayor, thanks so much for being on the program.
My pleasure.
So you're bringing it again today?
I am. 4 to 5.
4 to
Please
5.
come out. Oh, one other thing, Frank. I don't know. You said no commercial breaks. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you're
I did
fine.
want to highlight one of the things that I saw in the kettle this year, which was brand new, is a sign that's there.
Oh, good.
And
Yes.
there's a way that, many people don't carry cash.
You're telling me,
So
right? Yeah.
some of those people that walk by the kettle, I'm assuming either got other things on their mind or don't have cash in their
Right.
mind. Well,
Right.
there's a solution to that this year. You can whip out your credit card, walk right over to the kettle. There's a little button right there,
Yep.
and you can tap it. Tap it for
Wasn't that a
$5
great idea?
$5 and get on your way. It
Yep.
takes about 15 seconds to do.
Yep. I think that's a great idea because you're right. Someone was shocked that I actually carried money on me.
Yeah, I
because
know.
it's getting tougher, and it, because you ring the bell, it gets awkward sometimes because everybody says, "I'm sorry, I don't have any cash on me."
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's not ever about pressure.
And one other thing, Frank.
Yeah.
Just one other thing.
Sure, of course.
Again, highlighting that you and I play on a different political
Of course.
team,
Yeah.
always been friendly.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I do have a photograph of you contributing money to the Democrats' pot.
I know.
I know that challenges your political future in the community.
I thought you were going
to. We are very, very grateful.
Well, I thought you were going to blackmail me with it and save it, not say it on the air. Mayor, thanks so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Frank. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to family and everybody.
All right, Big Flocks, WYDC, we love you. Happy holidays, and we always sparkle, baby.
Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, and have a good night, honestly.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone! Merry Christmas!
So much action going on here on the holiday edition of Frankly Speaking. Thank you for joining. You hear the bell in the background because we have representatives from the Elmira Impact, formerly known as the Junior Enforcers. I do want to thank, of course, Mayor Bill Bolin for being in our program. We're going to hear from Tim Colpine, the manager of the Elmira Impact, in just a little bit, as well as a player. A little bit later on, Assemblyman Phil Palmisano. Please stop by. Now, it is 7 o'clock. So if you donate now, the first, I believe it's 10 people to donate, receives a gift certificate from the Corning Gaffer District. And we have great locations for those gift certificates. We got West End Gallery, Pip's Boutique, Pip's Squeak, Pure Design, Confluence, Thread and Company, Mooney's, Carrie's Brew House, Burgers and Beer, Sorges, and McAllis Glass. So you have to come now. Stop over 33 East Market Street. You see everybody ringing the bell out there. Okay. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have Assemblyman Phil Palmisano. But I mentioned in the video that we played earlier, the Kids Cafe video, there was a gentleman at the end named Xavier Smith. And we asked him to come in because he's a success story from that Kids Cafe program. So let's take a look at the history, if you will, of Xavier's time with the Salvation Army of Corning. Our next guest on the special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking, live from the Hesselson studio, is Xavier. Xavier, thanks so much for being on the program.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us, what does the Salvation Army mean to you?
So the Salvation Army to me is a big organization that really helps out the community no matter what location it's at. It can help from a variety of things, from schooling to household stuff to utilities. It's just a really good program and organization that just is made for the community.
And I've been told that you are kind of a prime example of the success of Kids Cafe.
Yes, I am.
So tell us about the Kids Cafe, that perhaps those aren't familiar with it or want to enroll their children into the Kids Cafe.
All right. So I'll give just a little brief example of when I was in the program. So the Kids Cafe is basically where we have an after-school program. We have kids coming from different schools in our area. They come recently, not really, but when I was there, we went for homework help. There was dinner, activities, a lot of kids around your age, so you could build the public, relations and behaviors that you could use in real life situations. And it's overall just a really good program to help develop,
of course,
growing into adulthood.
And I had mentioned in the past that it's not just educational, but it's also fun. And those two things can be the same sometimes. But what's, I think, interesting and why I say a success story, tell us why you decided to return to really the other side of things. You're working for the Kids Cafe now.
I am now, yes.
So tell us about that and why you decided to make that move.
So originally, I was fresh out of high school, and I was looking for a job. And the person who rekindled me to the Salvation Army, I happened to babysit her kids, and she says, "You're really good with kids. How about you try applying for the Salvation Army?" I'm like, wait, I used to go there.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea. So I applied. I had my interview meeting, and I was basically hired on the spot. I was really well liked by the people there. The kids loved me, and I thoroughly enjoy myself just being in the building.
Did you ever think back when you were with the Kids Cafe as a kid that you would ever be back there like that?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Are you glad?
I am actually.
Yeah. So it seems like talking to you, you have a passion for it and that you love it.
Yes.
So just to show how successful you are, you've got a very special treat for us here on the program this morning. What selection have you chosen for us today?
So I'm going to be playing it's a short song, but I'm going to be playing "Oh Holy Night" by Adolph Adams.
Okay, well, I'll let you get to it, and we'll be right back as he sets up, so stay with us, and we're going to watch Xavier get ready for his big, is this your TV debut?
Yes and no. Music-wise, yes.
Okay, music-wise, debut. So stay with us. Thank you to Xavier. First, we're going to go, before he gets set up to play that song for us, we're going to go to a special recorded greeting.
Merry Christmas, everyone in Corning. And I want to say to my family back in France, Joyeux Noël, je vous aime et vous manquez.
Thank you, Louis. That's from ASSE.com. You'll remember in the past we had Sylvia on the program from ASSE.com. Now we go over to Xavier. Thank you, Xavier. That was great. We really appreciate Xavier Smith being on the program. He's the success story from the Kids Cafe program at the Salvation Army. And joining us, Tim Colpine. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Frank, we appreciate the opportunity
Of
to
course.
be here. Thank you very much.
So tell us about the Elmira Impact. I know we've had you on in the past, but how's the season going?
The season's going very well so far. We're about halfway through the season. And you may recall that we used to be known as the Junior Enforcers.
Of course.
But we rebranded this season as the Elmira Impact, and one of the reasons is because of the positive impact that we feel that we have, not only in our players. We have players here this year from 5 different countries. So players come to play here in Elmira from all over the world. So it's not only a positive impact on the players, but it's also a positive impact on our community. And that's why we're very happy to be here today to support such a great organization like the Salvation Army.
Well, exactly. That's why I'm really impressed with your organization, the Elmira Impact, because it is about the community, and you have so many people. So you said from how many countries?
We have players from 5 different countries this year. We've had about 15 different countries over the last 4 seasons represented on our roster.
I know last time you were on, you were looking for homes for some of the players. How did that go? Are you still in need?
That's going very well, but there's always a need. So we're always looking for people to get involved with the organization, whether it be business relationships or whether it be hosting our players. Because again, our players do come to Elmira, Corning area from all over the world, and many of them live with host families.
Yeah.
If anyone is interested in learning more
Thank you.
About being a host family or anything we do, they could shoot an email to me. It's tim@elmiraimpact.com.
Now, how long is the season?
The season is about 5 to 6 months long. It starts in September and gets over with the playoffs in March.
So you said they're from all over the world. Your players, are some not able to go home for Christmas?
Most of them are going home or going home with other players.
Oh, okay.
For Christmas, we do take about a 2-week holiday break.
Yeah.
So our guys are still here. We actually have a road trip in New Jersey this weekend, and then they'll be heading home after that, and then returning the first of the year.
Do you find that the host family really does become a second family in most instances?
Oh, absolutely. And we have many host families that are host families for us, season after season, and they develop lifelong relationships with these guys, and it's fun to watch as they climb the ladder in hockey.
Of course. So, tough question here. Where do I get a shirt like that?
Well, you can order one
Oh.
at ElmiraImpact.com. But actually, we have all kinds of merchandise.
Oh, do you really? Oh, cool.
That you can order on our website, ElmiraImpact.com.
And can you find out more about the games there if people want to attend the game?
Our rosters, game schedules, all the details about the team and the organization are there. But again, today it's really about supporting the Salvation Army and the great work that they do in our community, supporting those who are less fortunate among us. And we're glad to play a very small role in that.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for being on the program. I know you got to get back out there and ring the bell.
Yeah,
and we're going to
so
have
far,
one of your players coming up in just a second, so stay with us. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking, the Holiday Edition, broadcasting live from the Heselson studio.
Have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. The Happy New Year.
Happy New Year from Holly and I, Grandma Chris.
Happy New Year to our friends and family, and we love you. And
From the Liebeck family.
you have a blessed night.
Hey, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Shout out to all the gang down at the Corning Elks Lodge. You guys are nuts.
And a Happy New Year.
Have a Happy New Year.
Okay, joining me in the studio, I'm going to have you pull that mic up a little bit. From the Elmira Impact, we have Reed here in the studio, who's also going to be outside ringing the bell. Reed, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, first, let's talk about your hockey career. What position do you play? Move up a little closer if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm a defenseman.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Stuyvesant, New York, a little farm town south of Albany.
Oh, okay. What brought you to the Elmira Impact?
The culture.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talked to Glenn last year, my head coach, he just said he wanted to bring a changing and winning culture to the organization, and that interests me, and I love the things he said.
Yeah.
And it just drew me in, and I came last year, and I loved it so much that I came back this year.
Oh, that's great. I would ask you about the host family, but I don't want you to say anything bad. Is it all good?
Yeah.
Okay, of course. We were talking to Tim, obviously, and he said everybody grows close with their host family. So you would recommend anybody become a host family?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. If you love hockey,
Yeah.
you like having some rowdy boys in your house.
So just before we go, because I got to take another short break, and we're going to go to next. We're going to hear from Meta4. Let us know in just a moment. What would you say to everybody as we enter the holidays?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Well, thanks, Reed.
Thanks for
And
having
Merry Christmas to you too. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, safe inside, it's cozy and warm. The snowman in the yard is frozen hard, he's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain, Betty wishes he were me. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me so tight, all the way home I'll be nice and warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, snow, snow. The fire is burning oh so bright, the lights are turned down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. snow. Let it snow.
What a beautiful song. I wanted to play that again. I know we played it earlier, but it just seemed appropriate. We've got our Elmira Impact out ringing the bell. We got Assemblyman Palmisano coming up in just a moment. Before that, we're going to hear from another board member on the Salvation Army board, and this is Angela Daniels. And I just want to make sure that I have the right one, because I think we haven't really focused on the board itself and how you can help in that avenue. So I asked Angela if she would be on the program to just tell us what it means for her. So you're obviously a busy person. Why did you decide to join the Salvation Army board?
Well, the Salvation Army is filling a really lot of needs in our community that aren't filled any other way. We're the only local food pantry, really. We provide low-cost childcare. We provide, clothes and food and all social services aid, all kinds of things that aren't available at any other organization in Corning as readily. So I wanted to support an organization that was supporting the people in our community who need it the most.
And that's an important word we've been using all morning, is community. And that's why I'm proud to have this broadcast, because it's not so much about fundraising for the Salvation Army, though that's an important part. It's about spreading the word, because people really don't realize how much the Salvation Army does for our community.
Right. And I don't know what else anyone's talked about, but I don't know if also people realize every dollar that we raise in these local campaigns stay in our community. And so all of this money goes to support, again, those people in our community who need us the most, especially, it's been a rough year for a lot of people. And we are seeing a greater demand for food pantry and clothing and school supplies and social services support, all that kind of stuff. All of that is really needed right now, and every dollar that is donated in our community stays in our community to help support all of those people.
Well, I know when I joined the board, I don't remember how long ago, I think the thing that surprised me the most, I'm going to ask you what surprised you the most, but was when you started to see the numbers of how many people we help in a year.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I think it was how much we are able to do with relatively little. We're not a huge organization. We don't get a ton of support from a national organization. Most of what we do here is supported by what we raise here, and we are able to do a really lot in our community with what we're able to do.
And I think one of the problems is there's a misconception. I've been trying to bring it up on the show as much as possible, that it is called the Salvation Army of Corning, but this is really all Steuben County.
Right.
So when people think Corning, they go, well, obviously there's need in Corning, but what about our neighbors? No,
it's
there's
the whole county.
It really is.
Right. Yeah, that's just our address.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, it's stuck. The name's stuck, and we've throughout the years on the board said, why don't we change it? But it's almost too little, too late. We can't. But we really help out a ton of people, and I've been showing the graph all morning long of how many people we helped last year, and unfortunately, that number, just as you mentioned, keeps ticking up.
Well, and Steuben County is one of the neediest counties in the state of New York. We are often towards the bottom of that list. So there's a lot of people in our community that need support and need help.
Yes.
And I firmly believe that the Salvation Army is doing a lot of good work to fill some of the gaps.
I agree. Now, what would you say to someone that's thinking, we've talked about the board all morning long, maybe I'll think about joining the Salvation Army board. What would you say to them?
I would love to have the help.
Yeah, we could definitely use it. Yes.
We can always use the help, and I think we would love to have some fresh voices and any support you can give us. And what we found is as we bring new members in, they bring new ideas, they bring new technology, they bring different connections in the community that have helped us to be more efficient. They've helped us to find other ways to connect with other organizations in the community. So if you are interested, I hope you'll reach out to Frank, and
I'd love to get you signed
we'd love
up.
to have you talk with us and ask how you can help. And even if you can't join the board, we have lots of volunteer opportunities. So if you are looking for a volunteer opportunity, we would love to have you come and volunteer with us. In a couple weeks, we've got, is it the 19th?
Yes.
The 19th, we're distributing all of our Angel Tree gifts, and we give out Christmas dinners. So we've frozen turkeys and the whole thing, and it's a whole day of volunteering where you get to just hand out Christmas to families, which is
the best feeling in the world.
It's kind of the best day. It's a great day, So we have lots of opportunities that you can help. Even if you don't feel like you can give us that big commitment, we have lots of smaller opportunities.
Sure.
And also, if you happen to be a Corning employee, we qualify both for the donation match and for those Dollars for Doers opportunities. So that's another
Keep
way
that
you
in
can
mind.
help us.
And we are always open for ideas. So if you don't want to join the board, I know many of us are on, some would say arguably too many boards, but but we're open for ideas. If you see something that we can improve upon to get our word out of how great really the Salvation Army is, we'd love to have you. And I would also say with the board, it's a unique board with unique backgrounds, different professions that people are in. So please come and help. We can find something that suits your talent.
Well, and I think one of the things I really love about volunteering in Corning in general, but especially with the Salvation Army, is, you know, I've lived in much bigger cities, and sometimes when you work with these organizations, you don't see the end point of your work. But here in Corning, every hour that you donate, everything that you do, you can very clearly and quickly see it benefit your community, and that's really, really powerful.
And like you said, I like the way you put that you are literally, you could be handing out Christmas to families.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
that's the
best feeling in the world.
It's the best.
So is there anything before we go that you'd like to add? Anybody like to say Merry Christmas to? Encourage people to come out and
Yes, well,
donate?
I would say Merry Christmas to everyone. Aren't
course.
we lucky in this adorable little Christmas town? But I hope that if you see our bell ringers in the square, that you donate, or you go to our website and donate. And I would just say, every dollar that you give us, it stays here, and it builds our community, and it supports the people in our communities that need it the most. So at this Christmas time, I hope that you keep us in the back of your mind. We have lots of matches going on and people supporting all different ways to really maximize your donation. So we hope that you can help support some of the work we're doing.
Yes, if you have a little free time, come down today. We'll get you on TV. So Angela, thanks so much for being on the show, and Merry Christmas.
My pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, Angela. She's on the Salvation Army board, and we appreciate that. I've been receiving a lot of messages saying that all the singing has been fantastic. What an entertaining show all the way around. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for watching. It's not too late to come down and donate. We're at 33 East Market Street. We still have a couple gift cards left from the Gaffer District, who were kind enough to provide us gift certificates for the first people to donate in the 7 o'clock hour. Also, I wanted to mention, because we've had so much great music, Christmas obviously falls on a Monday this year where we will not be live, but I'm going to rebroadcast this music. So if you want to get in the Christmas spirit on Christmas Day, think of Frankly Speaking as the Yule log that day, and tune us in, and we'll have all the people that Joe Barlow, our musical director, got for us. And right now, this is a special one. Everybody's favorite, the one, the only Doc Possum.
Hey everybody, how are you? Doc Possum here, and it's great to be on the Frank Acom Show, celebrating some holiday music and to do the great telethon for the Salvation Army. Please be sure to donate. Let's make everybody's holiday just a little bit brighter. All right, here's one for you. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus coming to town, Santa Claus coming to town. Christmas. Please be sure to keep tuning in to the telethon and donate to the Salvation Army. Thanks, Frank, for letting me be a part of this awesome event, and Happy New Year to everybody coming up.
Thank you, Doc Possum. What a great song. That was Santa. Thank you. Find out more at docpossum.com. We received a message during break. Great guests. Nice Friday performers. Love the camera shots. Great job all the way around. Merry Christmas. And we've got another special guest in the studio, and that is Assemblyman Phil Palmisano. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Frank. Good to be with you again.
Yeah, so I saw you yesterday. You were out ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. How was it?
It was great.
You got a great day for it.
We had a good
The
day.
mayor was complaining. He got the cold day, and you guys got the nice day.
Well, I guess it balances itself out. I remember a couple of years ago where it was they had a sunny day of 50, and we had heavy snow. I mean, I had snow on top of my head. I looked like a unicorn when it was all said and done. So it balances itself out.
It does. I think that's one of the fun things, because I sign up normally here in Centerway and Addison to ring, and you sign up so far in advance, so it's kind of luck of the draw what you're going to get weather-wise. So that makes it kind of fun when you add on to it. So what makes it, you've been doing this for 15 years, Phil. I was shocked to hear that, because I remember the first time you started doing that. So 15 years, what got you involved with the Salvation Army in the first place?
Well, obviously, we've always all seen the bell ringing around the holidays and around Christmas time. So you think about it, you put your quarter in or your dollar in whenever you walk by, coming out of the grocery store or whatever it may be. And then, for us, when I think about it, for us, this whole thing, this challenge between the city Republicans and Democrats, I can't believe it's been 15 years now, started after the 2009 election.
Right.
Because I think we recognize elections can sometimes be divisive and contentious, but there was a unified belief on both sides that we should come together, put party and politics aside, and come together to help support a great organization that does so much good work to help individuals and families right here in our local communities. And out of that, the challenge was born, and we've had tremendous success since.
And I mentioned this earlier, and I think that just speaks volumes about the Salvation Army, that with the way things are now, that if they can even unify political parties, that means that they're doing something right.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, all of us could agree that this is a great organization that does so much to help people, again, like I said, individuals and families right here in our local communities. And but it's about bringing awareness. I mean, the media's been pretty good to us over the years, covering it. Sometimes both days, sometimes one day, but getting in the newspaper, different things like that to help bring attention to this issue. And it wasn't so much about the Republicans versus Democrats. It's about come out and give and to make it easier. I mean, I had a number of people that walked by that did their tap. Now you have the
Isn't that
text
great?
option. Yes, it's very, very convenient, and it's been very, very helpful. And people just want to participate. You have a few people come around. Are you guys are Republicans or Democrats today? I go, but people are donating. It's just a great thing, and I just I've really been proud to be a part of this over the past 15 years, to see it grow and see the continuation of that fun challenge. Again, coming together, and we can all find things to unite around. I mean,
come on.
And this is
if you can't unite around these numbers,
exactly.
We've been showing it all morning long, the numbers of how many families they help in our area. And I think there's a kind of a misconception. I try to highlight this because it is called the Salvation Army of Corning, but it's Steuben County.
Yes.
It just at one time it was named Corning, and it's stuck. But so you mentioned that everybody pretty much donates, but I know people that do save up their yearly donations just to give to the Republicans or just to give to the Democrats. But the mayor was talking to me earlier, and I think he's trying to blackmail me because they got a picture of me donating to the Democrats.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm the chairman of the Salvation Army. It's not about politics, right?
That's right. It's not about politics. And just for the listeners, just to know, I know you had a lot of good performances.
Yeah.
Please don't worry. I'm not going to sing. We want you to donate your money. We don't want you to ask for it back. So
yes.
I'm not going to be singing today.
Donate now, and Phil will not sing.
That's right. If you don't donate, I'm going to sing loud and clear. So please donate.
But no, and I know the Salvation Army thanks you every year, but I generally look forward to the competition. I think a lot of people in this audience do. But what's interesting, we look forward to it, and you never really say who won, because who's the winner in the long run? The Salvation Army and our community.
Exactly.
Isn't that kind of a neat part of that competition?
We always know the final numbers and we share them, but we don't publicize it. We don't give it to the media because that's not what it's about.
No, because at the end of the day, it is about helping the Salvation Army. And, we've been talking. We talked to the major. We talked to some board members. And I think the goal of this program, and Phil, because you've been around it for so long, the Salvation Army does so much behind the scenes year round. You mentioned it. You think of the bell ringing, and you really do think of Salvation Army and Christmas. but it's so much more than Christmas. I don't care if it's July, what time of year it is. If someone needs help or needs assistance or something like I mentioned earlier, AA, NA, any of those things, they just call the Salvation Army.
The programs to help the students.
Yeah, the Kids Cafe is amazing.
All the time. So it has universal touch to our community, and that's why it's an organization that needs our support and help and assistance. And I urge everyone to lend a hand to the Salvation Army, make a donation, volunteer. All those types of things will be really helpful.
Now, I hate to do this, Phil, because I'm so glad you could be on the program, but you're about to get bumped for a very, very big guest. This may be the biggest name guest I've ever had on the program. So please don't hold it against me, okay?
I will never hold it against you.
Okay, so before we go, what would you say to the viewers before we enter the holidays?
Just all the viewers on here today. Just very Merry Christmas, happy and safe holiday and New Year to you and your families and your loved ones. Just wishing you the very best and enjoy each other and enjoy your families and have fun.
All right. Phil, thanks so much for being on the program. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
All right, we'll be right back with Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. Stay with us. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. We have a very, very special guest, arguably the biggest guest we've ever had on this program, and that's Santa. Hello, Santa. Come on, sit down.
Hello. Hello.
Santa, how are you?
Well, I had to bring the bell,
Of course. It's all about the Salvation Army.
Here's the theme,
Boy, this is amazing. Well, now, why would you take time out of your busy schedule, your busiest time of year, to come down to Big Fox today?
Well, I'm very proud of you all and the Salvation Army and Big Fox for putting together this whole thing. It's very nice. It was wonderful guests, wonderful interviews.
Thank you.
Of course, this is the first time we've done this.
The first, yeah, and I hope it's the first annual. I hope we do it from here on out.
I heard that Frank was doing a show for Christmas, and I had to show up.
Well, thank you. And I was rude. This is not typical of me. Can I call you Santa, or was it Mr. Claus? Mr.
Santa,
Claus.
Chris, so jolly old Saint Nicholas.
So what's your year look like this time of year?
Oh, well, it's all about build-up, just making sure that we get everything together at the workshop.
That's right.
Sometimes we have to go out and find some things, but a lot of times we have elves that can build perfect replicas.
And
so
they're the busy ones right now.
Oh, yes.
That's how you could take time out.
Oh, I'm the busy one, on the actual day, of course. But leading up, I do check on people. I check on you. I check on everyone at Big Fox and the Salvation Army, and everyone in the Twin Tiers, of course.
And we brought up earlier on the program, I see that NORAD's tracking you again, so we can follow your movement on Christmas Eve.
I suppose it's all right. It feels a little invasive, but I got over it years ago.
Yes, that's good. That's so funny. So I've got to ask, I know you've got a lot going on, so I'm not going to keep you too long. But all the viewers that are watching today, Naughty list, nice list. Where are we at?
I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised.
Oh, very
Franklin.
good.
Yes.
And now we've had so much great music. You mentioned it, right, Santa?
Yes.
And are you going to stay and ring the bell for us for a little bit?
I would love to do some bell ringing
So
for
if people,
you. It's what I've,
Yes, exactly. So
Bell,
people
of
can
course.
come, and we still have some gift certificates from the Gaffer District left, so you can stop by, meet Santa, get an autograph, get a selfie, all of that. Okay, last question before we go to break, or to play music, pardon me, Santa. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, this year I would have to say Jingle Bell Rock.
Thank you, Santa. Thanks for being on the program.
I'm glad to be here, Frank.
Makes me want to sing and swing a holiday beat and do the jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in Jingle Bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Together giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the Jingle Bell Rock, yes sir. Everybody loves to do the Jingle Bell Rock.
And we are back. Boy, the excitement is in the air as Santa is outside. He is ringing the bell. Please stop by. It's 33 East Marcus Street. We've received a lot of donations. You can also donate right there. Corning Donate. Text that, one word, 3133. There he is. He's out ringing the bell. So stop by, say hi to Santa, get a photo, get an autograph, make a donation to the Salvation Army of Corning. So thank you to Santa. And during his busy time of year as well. I mentioned earlier, Christmas is on a Monday this year. So what we're going to do on Frankly Speaking is play some of these great Christmas songs. I've received so many comments from you during the program saying they love the music. Again, that's a big, big thanks to Joe Barlow for sending us all those songs. And, of course, Doc Possum, the one, the only Doc Possum. Santa's having fun out there. I think Santa's having too much fun. He's laughing. I can't even hear myself speak. But thank you to Santa again for being on the program. I know I keep going to it. We have so much new technology here that we're having fun. And I like going to the camera view of Santa ringing the bell. There he is. Okay, we have a quick, I guess you would say, comment from our deputy mayor here in Corning, Allison Hunt.
I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas from my family to yours. I hope that you will consider donating to the Salvation Army this year. It's such an important cause, and they do so much good in our region and our community here in Corning.
Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you being on the program. And we wanted her to record a quick message. And I want to thank Sheriff Allard. We have so many others that we'll be thanking here in just a little bit. We do have a little more music to play. And please, at any time, hey, Santa, watch your language back there. We're live. We're live on this. Santa's just having too much fun this morning. So yes, on the Christmas show, we will be playing a lot more of this music. So you can tune us in starting, and that's at our normal time, 7 o'clock. We're having so much fun doing 2 hours, and a little bit later on, I'll thank everybody who was involved with this. Earlier, we had Assemblyman Phil Palmisano. I appreciate that. But also before that, Tim Colpine, the Elmira Impact. You can find out more online. Maybe become a host family, or you can just go to the games, have fun. So look at some of these bands we've had. All thanks to Joe Barlow. But we had Crystal Chords, we've had Dreamcatchers, we've had Mach 4. Again, we'll be thanking all of them in a little bit. I can't believe how fast this program has went. I think there was one other. Oh, I do want to thank the Gaffer District, because they gave us these gift cards, which you still have an opportunity to get a gift card if you want to donate money at the Bell at the Kettle. And I wanted to show you something that I've been putting off. Thank you. I've been putting off for the last couple of days because I want to save it for this special event. This is what Sparkle looks like. I hope it plays. It has been jumping around, but here we go. This is what Sparkle looks like on the street.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope you guys have a great night.
Merry Christmas to the Southern Tier. Go Bills!
Happy Christmas and go Bills!
We are back with Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acom, and this is the special holiday edition. If you missed it from 6 a.m., you've missed a lot of great bands, a lot of great guests, and we've been having a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody here. I think the whole staff at Big Fox is here, having a blast, talking to Santa, getting their last-minute gift list to Santa. Again, thanks to Santa for being on the program. I think we might have a donation coming up. The people are out donating. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. I know it's different hours. You're used to seeing the bells starting around 10 on Centerway. There's Dr. Mike. We'll see if we can get him in the screen here. Maybe I can. Let's see here. Hey, no, he's off camera. Hey, Dr. Mike. Thank you to everybody stopping by, donating. Dr. Mike's wife, Jo, has been our musical director and provided us so much information. Thanks, Mike. Anyway, I'm getting distracted because we're just having too much fun on this program. But I know one thing I wanted to mention. I mentioned it at the very beginning of the show. There's so many events going on, and you heard from the Crystal Chords earlier. They have a concert tonight, a Christmas concert, and it's at the First Presbyterian Church at 1054 West Clinton Street in Elmira. And that's at 7:30 tonight. And you've heard the beautiful work of the Crystal Chords throughout the morning, so don't miss that. Also, if you're more out the Hornell area, our friends in Hornell, it's Christmas at the Square, an unforgettable night of performances by the Hornell High School show and jazz choirs, their intermediate select choir and color guard, and Ellen Oaks Kerr. That is tonight at 6 p.m. at Union Square Park. I want to go back to this graphic because we were talking about it with Assemblyman Phil Palmisano, and we talked about it with the mayor. How many people the Salvation Army helps throughout the year? Look at this number. It's staggering. 3,043 families and individuals were helped from January until November. This is the most recent numbers until November. So far with programs like food pantry, rental and utility assistance, Shepherd's Table, AA, NA meetings, gas assistance, bus tokens, and so much more. So 3,043. So your donations are going to help. And that's something that you've heard many people say on the program, that the money stays here in our community. That's why it's so important. And there'll be other opportunities. If you couldn't make it this morning, we'll have the kettles in Centerway and some places like Walmart and Tops. But please, if you can find it in your heart to donate to the Salvation Army. Unfortunately, the numbers are down this year, and there's a couple reasons for that. No one's carrying cash, but there's no excuse now. They have that tap where you can donate $5 by just bringing, I think it's your credit card, right, and your phone. So please, go to Centerway, and we thank the Salvation Army for all that they do. We've got one more song coming up, and then we're going to wrap things up by thanking everybody. I think that's going to take a very long time, so we're going to wrap things up. But we do have one more song, and this is very nice. It's kind of a touching song. I think it doesn't even necessarily have to be played at Christmas. It's called Mary Did You Know, and it's with N2Q. That is the group, so Mary Did You Know? And then after that, we'll wrap things up here on the very special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. And again, N2K with the musical arrangement Mary Did You Know?
Send you our best wishes for a wonderful and blessed Christmas.
Mary, did you know your baby boy will one day walk on water? Mary, did you know your baby boy will save our sons and daughters? the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb. Did you know? Did you know? Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great I am, the great
And we are back with Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. I'm your host, Frank Acom, and this is the very special holiday edition of Frankly Speaking. And as I mentioned, on Christmas Day, we'll be playing some of those amazing songs. Thank you to all the comments, all the people that reached out to wave, and thank you to all those that have donated. We're going to get to all of our thank yous here in just a little bit, but I cannot stress how much, I know I keep bringing it up, but I cannot stress how great the Salvation Army is when it comes to helping our community. And as I've said from the beginning of this show, the show is all about community. Unfortunately, we are at a time when we're so divided, and we talked about this, and look at the Republican and Democrats as they face each other for what? For a great cause like the Salvation Army, who does do so much for our community. So please get involved. If you heard from Angela a little bit earlier on, if you'd like to find out more about the advisory board, there's always a need for advisory board members. If you want to just volunteer for the Salvation Army, like we said, imagine giving the gift of Christmas. It's got to feel pretty good. Out of all the volunteer opportunities you have, that should be high up on your list, to give the gift of Christmas to so many. So let's go through our thank yous as we wrap things up. Also, we started the program, and I forgot to mention this, but I have a note here. We started the program ceremony with putting the money in that Brown Cigar Store donated to us. That was our first donation. Not to us, but to the Salvation Army. I wanted to mention they have an event tonight, a cigar event if you're a cigar smoker, from 5 to 8 tonight, and the money goes to benefit the Salvation Army of Corning. So see, everybody's getting involved. And back to one of our interviews, and there's been so many this morning, back to one of our interviews that so many organizations, so many individuals just want to be a part of the Salvation Army at this time of year, because Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the Salvation Army. So let's go through our thank yous as we wrap things up. And it's not too late to donate. The Centerway, I believe that will start in Centerway at 10 a.m. if you want to come down and donate. Now, we won't be there, but you can always stop by the studio and say hi. I've got to say, it was pretty impressive to have Santa. We have people in the background. I don't think too many shows on TV can say they can get Santa on December 15th.
Now, we're pretty special.
I would think so. That is a big thank you, but we'll save that till the end. All right, let's go through our guests as I look for something real quick. Hold on. Bear with me. We've got new technology, new equipment. Okay. First and foremost, I really have to thank Joe Barlow. I know I've been saying it all morning long, but she did such an amazing job as our musical director. She did not know she was going to be our musical director. But she stepped up, and she's with the Crystal Chords, as I mentioned. They will be at the First Presbyterian Church, 1054 West Clinton Street in Elmira tonight, 7:30. The Crystal Chords, you've seen a lot of their music this morning. Make sure you make it out tonight to get even more in the holiday. If you're not in the holiday spirit after this edition, frankly speaking, I don't know. You're Ebenezer Scrooge or the Grinch. Thank you to Major Stoops, Divisional Commander with the Salvation Army. Again, thank you to Joe Barlow. Thank you to the Crystal Chords. Thank you to Mary Ellen Moynihan, who was on the program. She does so much with Kids Cafe, does an amazing job. I'm glad that she could be a part of the program. Thank you to the group Dreamcatchers with that great rendition of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Thank you to Sheriff Allard for wishing us all a Merry Christmas. The group Mach 4, thank you very much. Major Anita Stewart, who stopped in to tell us about the great work of the Salvation Army. Zest had that nice song, Warm and Fuzzy. Thank you, Zest. Corning Mayor Bill Bolin, we appreciate him being on the show this morning. And Xavier Smith, not only doing an interview because he is such a success story with the Kids Cafe program, went through the Kids Cafe program, now works for the Kids Cafe program, and he had that great flute solo. So thank you to Xavier Smith for being on the program. Also, I never really talked about this that much, but Louis Durazi, he's with ASSE.com, and that's an international exchange program we had in the past. Sylvia, who was a part of that on the program. So we had Louis Duras from, he told me I'm saying it okay, Bordeaux, France. So thank you, Louis, for wishing us all a Merry Christmas in French. Thank you to Alison Hunt for stopping by, of course, Deputy Mayor of Corning. Thank you to the group Meta4 with Let It Snow. Angela Daniels, who I mentioned earlier, she was on the program. She was on the board and told us all, if you want to be on the advisory board, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I've been chairman, and before that I was on years before on the board, and it just makes you feel good when you leave, knowing that you're doing the most good, as the saying goes with the Salvation Army. Thank you to the one and only Doc Possum, Doc Cavallero, for being on the show, playing Santa, doing that special arrangement for us. Dreamcatchers, thank you for that great rendition of Jingle Bell Rock, which, by the way, was Santa's favorite song. So that worked out really well for us. And thank you to Assemblyman Phil Palmisano, of course, for coming in live this morning. And thank you to N2Q with that great song at the end, Mary Did You Know. And a big, big, big thank you to Santa Claus for making it into the studio this morning. We really appreciate Santa taking time out of his busy schedule this close to Christmas. It's remarkable. But that goes to show you how important the Salvation Army is. He recognizes that importance. And thank you to Kristen Brewer from the Gaffer District for bringing those gift cards. There's a few gift cards left, so if you want to come down and donate, a lot of options there. Also, thank you to all the staff here at Big Fox for putting this all together. It was a lot of fun. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll be back on Monday morning at our normal time at 7 live from the Hesselson studio. So join us and have a great weekend. We will talk to you then.